Everyone knows that curly hair is unpredictable. The internet knows this. But my husband has this running joke that I can make everyone's hair look the exact same. That's why I created the curl crown. In this video, I have 3 completely different clients, and I'm putting my system to the test. The curl crown is not about perfection. It's awarded based on these 3 metrics: clump conversion, the bounce audit, and identity check. Identity check means, does this look like the best version of their natural curl pattern? So without further ado, let's just, am I totally already late? Well, yes, I am, but at least I've packed a lunch, and today is the first day I get to use my brand new shears that are like a really, really nice pair of shears. I am so excited. Let's hurry up and let's go. Ignore my super messy office. I have wanted to do hair for a long time, like a really long time. But wanting something and actually signing up for cosmetology school are 2 very different personality traits. For years, I taught curls online. I talked about technique. I talked about the science. I talked about identity. And then one day I realized if I really believed what I was saying, I should probably learn how to do it with actual scissors in my hand. I went to cosmetology school in my 30s, which honestly was very humbling and loud and full of 19-year-olds with perfect manicures. My nails never look that good. Now I actually get to stand behind the chair for real, which is equal parts exciting and terrifying. And there's no control Z when you're doing a haircut. It's really special when somebody trusts you with something as precious as their curls. And these are my new shears. Yes, they're very sharp and very expensive, which means I cut with the focus of someone who cannot afford to make mistakes. The funny thing is, when it comes to cutting curls, I don't actually need much. This is my entire setup: scissors, comb, a few clips, and the Bounce Curl Define brush. Always. Here is client number 1. Let's see what these curls can do. I always love an amazing before and after transformation, so taking really good stock of where the curls were when we started is super important. But before I cut anything, I need to know what we're working with. Not just the curls, but the expectations. Because in the curly world, just a trim can mean 6 completely different things. So we talk about this at length. We talk about shrinkage. We talk about what healthy actually means. And healthy sometimes means a dramatic transformation. Sometimes it means, please don't touch more than ½ an inch. And she holds up 2 millimeters of her hair. I'm looking at where the weight sits. I'm looking at the density. I'm looking at how these curls actually want to group together. Because if this is going to be in the running for the curl crown later, it has to start with a solid assessment. Clump conversion doesn't happen by accident. Bounce audit doesn't happen with just hopes and dreams. Identity check, it starts right here. If this is going to earn a curl crown, the foundation has to be right. So I'm preparing to cut with my brand new shears, double swivel, left-handed, very advanced, very professional, and this is the first time I have ever used them. I'm here minding my own business, checking the tension on my shears. I don't actually know how I did this, but somehow I managed to hook the swivel over the tip of one of the blades, which feels illegal. This is what happens when you invest in equipment that is smarter than you. I've been a cosmetologist for all of 5 minutes and my shears have already outmaneuvered me. The crown has not even been introduced yet and we're already facing adversity. It's fine, we're fine, this is character development. Round 1 has officially begun. And in 3, 2, 1, we are officially committed. She was all in. We talked about length, we talked about health, we talked about how much time she actually wants spending on her hair every morning. Because sometimes holding on to length is really just holding on to dead weight. And weight in curly hair changes everything. She was ready to let some of it go, not because it wasn't beautiful, but because it wasn't serving her anymore. The ends were tired, straight, and not really participating in her curl pattern anymore. And when the ends stop participating, the whole shape suffers. She was completely okay with losing some length today, not because she wanted something drastic, but because she wanted something functional. This isn't about going really short, it's about removing what's not helping anymore. Quick jump. Yes, we washed it. Yes, we conditioned. Yes, there's leave-in in the hair. I promise I didn't just start dry brushing freshly washed hair. There's leave-in conditioner in there. Wash and prep matter a lot, but today is about shape and the system. Now we're in the styling phase, and this is the part where I talk through in depth with every single client exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how much product I'm using, how to repeat it at home without getting confused. If you want a full breakdown of my exact wash day system, I have a full video called The Wash Day Routine that works for literally everyone. It's aggressively detailed. Now we lock it in. Every client gets the same core trio: mousse, gel, and a little bit of hairspray, along with that leave-in conditioner I mentioned earlier. Nothing dramatic, nothing mysterious, just structure and a system. Mousse gives the volume and flexibility, gel gives the hold, and hairspray helps the hair dry faster. I'm not gonna lie, I use one with a drying alcohol. Yes, curly police, please come for me. And yes, we style upside down. Not like completely upside down. I'm not trying to send anybody to the chiropractor, but just enough to encourage lift at the root. I like to think of this as complementary Pilates. Core engaged, neck stretched, just trust the process. Styling upside down changes how the curls fall once we stand back up. It's about keeping everything from collapsing in on itself, because if this is going to pass the bounce on it later, we're gonna need gravity working with us, not against us. And now we diffuse. We start forward, gravity is still on our side, morale is high, and no, you can't see it, but I'm actually using 2 dryers. Yes, you heard me right. 2 dryers, 2 diffusers. Is that necessary? No. Is it efficient? Also debatable. But sometimes you just gotta look at the clock, and you choose to risk it. I like to call this accelerated air distribution. It's very technical. No, it's not. I use one diffuser on the links of the hair, and the other diffuser I hover around to get the midsections and roots dry. The goal right now isn't perfection. It's about getting the cast and locking in the structure and encouraging those curl clumps to commit. Eventually, we graduate back to one diffuser because at some point I have limits. My arms are on fire and I need to just go back to one. Now, this part matters. I cup the hair with my hand and lift at the root. Let the heat do the work instead of blasting it into submission. Diffusing curls isn't about speed, it's about patience. The bounce audit is quietly forming. And finally, she gets some relief. We let her come back up. There's always a moment here where both of us are wondering what happened. Did we do too much? Is it not enough? Will gravity betray us? This is where the final shape really starts revealing itself. I refine, I lift, I check for any areas that need a little more encouragement. Let's remember where we started. This was the baseline, and now the shape. The dead ends, gone. Weight, balance, clumps, committed, and identity intact. This is why we cut that length. Lunch break. I thought I had 3 clients today. I don't. Now I only have 2 shots. But consistency is easy till it isn't. So, while I have a bit of a break, I'm gonna heat this up and eat my lunch and reflect on my life. There is something very sacred about a stylist getting to sit down and actually eat, because I may or may not have scarfed a protein bar or 2 over a trash can. Today, however, we achieve something super rare: a microwave, a chair, and approximately 8 minutes uninterrupted. Client number 2, the final contender for the curl crown. No backup plan, no extra round. This is it. Client number 2 is essentially the opposite of client number 1. She doesn't want a big change. She wants maintenance, shape, health, and the length stays. Honestly, maintenance trims are sneakily harder sometimes. When you're not removing inches, every snip matters more. We had a very thorough consultation, her hopes, her dreams, how her curls will behave on day 2, where she feels heaviness, where does she want lift. Because when someone says, I want to keep my length, what it usually means is, please don't surprise me. So this becomes a balancing act. I refine the layers, I clean up the ends, removing just enough to keep the shape strong. No dramatic transformation here. No falling chunks of hair. Just precision. Here's the tricky part. A maintenance cut has to earn a crown without the drama. There is no shock factor, no, oh wow, look at how much we just took off. It has to win on shape and shape alone. I am watching how the curls fall naturally. I'm checking the perimeter. I'm making sure the layers support her pattern instead of fighting it. If this is going to pass identity check later, it has to look effortless. And effortless takes work. This part right here, this is my system. I don't reinvent the wheel every time someone sits in my chair. Instead, I use the same foundational approach, and I just adjust based on their pattern and their cowlicks. Yes, this brush, the Bounce Curl Define brush, is kind of a cheat code. I'm not actually good at doing curls. I just know how to use this brush. That's a joke. Mostly. What this brush does really well is encourage the curls to group in a way that feels natural. It distributes product evenly, it smooths, it gives structure before we even touch a diffuser. The bounce isn't random, it's consistency. I use the same tension, the same direction, the same sections, the same pattern because curls respond really well to repetition. They're dramatic. They're drama queens, but they do like rules. And here is where the maintenance trim really shines. When the cut is balanced and the styling's consistent, you don't need theatrics. You'll notice something different here. I actually have 2 diffusers, and you can see what I'm doing. That's growth. Earlier, I was running a full air traffic control situation with 2 diffusers and 0 visibility. This time, I've got my act together. I adjusted my camera angles, I adjusted my strategy, and most importantly, I adjusted my pride. Diffusing is where shape either holds or collapses. I am lifting from the bottom and hovering at the roots, supporting the curls as they set, letting the heat and the air build the structure and set the cast instead of blasting it into frizzy oblivion. Client number 2 doesn't need drama. She needs consistency. And consistency shows up here. The bounce audit is forming. This is the quiet part of the process. Just patience. And honestly, it's looking pretty steady. We did flip her upright, I promise. I just forgot to film it, which feels very on brand at this point. And now we scrunch out the crunch. This is where the cast breaks, where the stiff, crispy ends soften, and where the curls decide if they're going to cooperate or stage a protest. Maintenance cuts don't have to be a super dramatic before and after moments. They have subtle ones. The shape either flows or it doesn't. And here she is, the same length, the same curls, completely different balance. The layers are supporting her pattern instead of weighing it down. The movement is there, the shape feels intentional. This is what a maintenance cut is supposed to look like. 2 completely different starting points. Client number 1, major length removal, full shape, reset. Client number 2, maintenance, precision, and restraint. Both passed clump conversion, both have very solid bounce, and both clearly pass identity check. So now the question becomes, which one earns the crown? Okay, after careful evaluation, yes, I'm checking my notes. Curl clump conversion, strong. Bounce audit, turn around and show the people. Give your hair a little bounce. Impressive.
She's bouncing, yep.
She's impressive. Mm-hmm. She's bouncing?
Yes.
And then identity check. Is this your curl pattern? Did I fake your curls at all?
No, not at all.
It is with great honor that I award you your curl crown. Congratulations. Yes, you do.
Yay.
The curl crown isn't about me. It's about honoring what is already there. Fearfully and wonderfully made on every wash day. Court is adjourned. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a little different for me. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it would be a fun way to bring you guys into the salon with me, a day in my life as a fresh, brandly newly licensed, that's new for me. Love that. A way for y'all to come along with me as a brand new hairstylist in the salon to see what I do. I really love this new chapter of curly hair that I am in. I find it really, really special, and I am so deeply honored and grateful for every single person who has been willing to come see me and sit in my chair. If you feel like doing that for yourself, links in description down below. You can check out the details there. As always, I sure hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye!